every time you feel uncomfortable in something, it means that you're growing. So you have to try to put yourself in an uncomfortable position and try to do it the maximum in order to be comfortable. Okay, so this means that you're growing, you're learning something that before you weren't able to do, or you are also create networks with people that before you weren't able to reach.
Mirco Patroncini is the Chief Technology Officer of LastMinute.com, a publicly traded company in the travel tech industry with over 1,400 employees.
As a CTO, I know that I reach my goal when I go into the office and I'm able to do nothing, meaning that everything is working smooth. Security for sure is now one of the main topics. So more you are trying to get more secure and more the hackers, or let's say the fraudsters, want to find a way to breach your systems. So the ones that are able to manage the AI in the right way will be the ones with the future in the right.
Mirco has held leadership positions in several corporates like the $1.2 billion Yux Net-a-Porter. And now, as CTO of Last Minute, he drives the tech strategy that fuels innovation, reinforcing Last Minute's position as a global reference in travel technology.
I would have embraced the unknown earlier, let's say in this way, because when every time you're changing, you are moving from something you know, your comfort zone, to something that you don't know. And when I was at the beginning younger, I tried, but I was a bit more scared to do a big jump. I want to have done it earlier because I see.
Hi, Mirco. Very glad to have you here. How are you?
I'm fine, Diego. I'm really happy to be here with you. Thanks.
Perfect. So, Mirco, it's been a pleasure having you here. It's also been great to speak with you recently in Barcelona when you were here. So very glad to have you here and have a deep discussion about your background and your role as a CTO. As always, I like to start with a question about you in terms of motivation as well, and the drive that you have as well as a leader. So if you can share with us directly what drives you as a leader and keeps you motivated.
Thanks for the question. Let me say, this question is quite easy for me to answer. What is driving me is just one thing, is people. We spoke also in Barcelona about people, no? And because I think that tools, technology are just nothing without the right people, the right team, the right mindset around the technology. So I never seen in my 20 years, more than 20 years career that technology itself is able to bring any impact in the world, no? You need the right people. Why I love it? I love managing, leading people because they are not predictable. They are not like systems that you are able to determine something, but with people, you are not. So this is the magic I see in my role. I'm guided also by some strong values, like I'm a strong empathic person. So it is one of my most important value. I also follow respect for the people, transparency, creativity. And also pragmatism. I'm a quite grounded person, so I want really to see things happen, not just speaking about things. So those are my anchor, because I want to build an environment where the people can really grow, move fast, be real. So we want to do things that matters. This is what is driving and motivate me on day by day.
And thanks for sharing, Mirco. And I'm also interested when it comes to your background as well. I know that you have a very diverse background. I know you work as a plumber, you built your company, you work also door to door, you were fixing computer at the beginning. So you have many diverse experiences. If you can briefly go through them, but mainly focusing on why, and how these experiences shaped you as a leader, would be great.
Let me start saying that my path was not linear, as you are saying, but not because I'm crazy. Let's say I grew up with my mom. We were alone and we were not, let's say, rich. And I had to work and to participate to the financial economy in our house. So the point is, I had to work while I was studying. So I've got a computer science background, just to say that I'm not starting from that being a plumber to be all this job I've done for needs brings me some experience, different one. So when I was a plumber, I understand that when you're fixing a pipe that is not working, there's no shortcuts, no? You have to do that when pragmatism, do stuff now, not tomorrow, not later, not speaks about which is the best pipe. No, sometimes there are philosophical discussion when we are speaking about technology, which is the best style, which is the best way to do. In that occasion, you have to fix it. That's all. So this is my strength, I would say. Many different experiences brings me where I am. I'm quite a strong, responsible person. I would say I feel the company like it's mine, and this is also due to my experiences. When you are knocking to the door, because if I'm not wrong, Diego, so you said that you did the door to door sales. You have also to that. Those are the first time you are experiencing the failure, because the rejection of the people say no, I don't want it, and you are explaining and trying to sell something, and you're so there saying I learned the rejection, the failures, and you cannot say, oh, I failed, and tomorrow I will not knock to any other doors. No, tomorrow I have to knock to more doors than today. So I try to take all these kind of experiences and use them in my role, my current role. I want to have the same mindset. I'm still keeping the same style. As I said at the beginning, I'm a grounded person. I want to stay practical, move fast, understand when we failed on something and be able to change fast. So I love changing. This is one of my strongest part. I love the change. Usually people are scared about changes. I guess changes is the life. So you feel alive when you are changing more, but most on top of everything, as I said at the beginning, I want always stay close to the people. Just to tell you, in the office, I don't have my office. So I'm in the open space together with the people. I'm a digital, let's say, nomad around the office, because I'm not seated in the same place every day. So I'm changing around and working around the company and sitting down to many different people. This is, I guess, coming from my past experiences.
Amazing. Yes, I can really empathize with you because I had as well so many diverse experiences, and even if they are so varied, they always bring something on what you do and yourself. Yeah. And when we were speaking, you were also saying that when you became CTO, it also felt like a jump in a way to become a CTO, like something that you would expect, like a jump that was quite big from where you were before. Can you walk us through this perspective of this jump and step into this new role?
Absolutely. I also said the same in my last tech lens I had in the company. I thought at the beginning it was easier, this job, because I was managing people. I'm managing people more than 20 years, as I said at the beginning. But the big jump, the big leap I had with the CTO role is not in terms of technology, because no, technology, I've got a technology background. I'm more a curious person, so I'm looking everything online, doing a lot of study around innovation, technology. The main part is the mindset that has to change. Because as I said, I'm a practical person, so I was used to do stuff in first person many times, and you are moving from doing stuff yourself to enable others to do better than you. So it's a switch that you have to do when you are a CTO, because you have to lead the vision, the strategy, work with the business, and you have to enable the others to understand what they have to do with clarity. This is the main change. I would say you have to think long term, not short term. It's also complex working with the decision. You have to make decision. We always did decisions, but sometimes you have to do decision fast without all the data you need to make that decision. Let me say in a sentence that I was thinking in those days, that is less to being the smartest in the room, but is try to build the right room. No, I don't want to be felt as the boss of them. I want to feel like a colleague. So this is my point. We have to create something together, and this is the complex part in the new role.
And can you give us an example, for example, of one of these difficult decisions that you had to take as a CTO?
Well, let me say, speaking about decision, as I said, we are always making decision in our life, no? So making decision itself is simple. The problem, as I said, is when you have to make the decision fast without the data. That's why usually I rely a lot on my teams. So teams is helping me to make the fast decision, because I always think that it's better wrong decision now than the perfect one in 3 months, 4 months. We are in a dynamic, fast place where we don't have time in order to stay there and wasting many months in order to make a decision. So making decision is the easiest part. let's say the complex part is making the right one with the information you have got, and sometimes you don't have the right information, or you don't have the time to collect the information you need in order to make the fast decision. One example of tough decision is always when you have to understand it's time to stop something that the people is working on. This is mostly the complex one, because recently we closed, for example, a tech project we were working on for 8 months. We saw that the expected result were not coming, and you have to go to the people, say, guys, it's time to close it. It's not easy to go to someone and say, okay, you work on something for 8 months and now we want to close that project, because we know they put all their energy on that part. But part of the leadership is also understanding when it's time to move the focus from something that doesn't matter to something that matters more. No, this is part of the leadership. The point is explain with clarity to the people why, and try to keep the motivation really high, because that's the point. The motivation is quite fragile. So you need always to explain quite specifically why you are doing something. Not just, I decided to do this and that's all.
Okay. So to keep people motivated, what approach do you use? You explain the why. What else?
Usually all this kind of decision, as I said, are taken together. So is data driven. Most of the decision is not because I got a feeling of a project that is not working. So we usually work on business cases, we are reviewing the business cases after the pilot or the MVP we are doing, and we are trying to see if the numbers we thought there were, there were the forecasted one right or not. And usually the decision should be made by data. So the point is, data are the driver, and most of the time people understand quite better numbers than just the decision made with feelings, no?
And then if you can walk us through, your day to day, if you pick an example of your day on how it looks like. Of course, there's the technical part, but there's a lot of people management. Walk us through this.
Yes.
An example.
Let me say, this is typical question. Also, people say, but what a CTO is doing every day? Because, developers is developing. CTO, what is doing? No, my role is going far beyond the technology right now. So I have to set the direction of technology, making decisions, as we said, on what we have to invest on, working closer to the business, the product, try to enable the business with the technology. Sometimes business doesn't know what the technology can do for them. And you should be the one that predict what they could need. And you have to go there and say, oh, with this technology, you can do this. And maybe you don't know that I'm here to enable you. This is one part of the job, setting the context, sharing the context, and also the vision to the teams in order to give them the opportunity to make the right decision, the smart decision you need, because I don't want that every decision goes through the CTO, no? You need the teams quite autonomous and able to make the right decision when it's needed. Another big part is around culture, growing others. As I said, you need to enable others to do stuff, to make decision. So I'm growing leaders, I'm shaping teams or organization part, and also we are trying to create the space for innovation. Innovation in last minute is not, let's say, just allowed. It's something that I'm expecting every day. Something I said always to my team is, we are not here to maintain what we have got. We are here to improve what we have. So the point is, innovation is something I really believe we have to do on a daily basis. That's the most important part. So my job, let's say, is also to keep the motivation high, as I said at the beginning. So try to remove the blockers, try to understand the people, solving conflicts. So every day there are many, many, many things. I remember one of my former bosses in one of the company worked on UX data portal was saying, as a CTO, I know that I reach my goal when I go into the office and I'm able to do nothing, meaning that everything is working smooth.
That's the ideal scenario.
Yeah. The ideal scenario, yes.
Yeah, of course. Means that you have done a good job before. to prepare and get there. Looking at just touching that point that you were talking about innovation. So you said that it's very important for you. Tell us maybe how you foster that culture of innovation and also how you balance that the necessity to really look for groundbreaking ideas, but at the same time, the need for a reliability within the system that need to manage millions of users.
Good question. Good question. As I say, innovation and reliability are not the opposite stuff. So you have to run both. There are different rules. So the rules for the reliability, the rules for the innovation. So you have to give the teams the opportunity to test, try innovating in safe environments. That's the first important point, but also failing fast. So you need to test and validate an idea, and you should be able to say, okay, this idea is working. Okay, let's go in production with it. Or no, this idea is not working. You have to trash it. But this kind of cycle should be quite fast, let's say. Last minute, we are building this culture a lot, just to give you some numbers, because I guess numbers is always something interesting. We are doing a lot of change every month. We are doing 1,200 change a month in our production systems. Those are just the production changes, just to say how many changes we are doing and how we are fostering this kind of innovation inside the technology. Created what we are calling Friday, an interesting project. Let's say it is not a project, it's a way of working. Every Friday morning, 4 hours every Friday, everyone in the company can work on innovation, training, deep working on what the team decide to work on in order to create this kind of culture. We have got many things we are using now in production that has been developed during the Friday from ideas coming from the people. So it's a big investment if you are thinking we are more or less 1,700 people in the company. So if you are thinking 4 hours for each of them every Friday is really huge investment, but it's worth every penny that we are spending on it because we see people really engaged, commit to do something. So we are really strong focus on innovation and we are able to keep the reliability. We are doing a lot of A/B testing on small portion of customer. We are testing on staging or in a, let's say, protected environment. So even if you are failing, we are trying to protect our core business to be impacted and our customer can rely on this reliability.
And everybody from the company, like customer service, sales, anybody can work on it. And how it actually works the process. So it's a brainstorming and then they give
Each
ideas.
different directors of the area can manage in their own area some specific activities. It could be hackathons, it could be specific topic that we want to work on, or sometimes people need also to do trainings by their own, so individual trainings. So it's not every Friday the same. Now, as you can imagine, we are working a lot on AI on Friday because many teams are quite happy to work on AI. So there are many people experimenting and testing. So each Friday is different and is managed by directors and each team itself. For sure, we are driving the needs of the company because, as you know, a bit of ROI is always welcomed when we are giving this kind of opportunity. But training the people, growing them is important. And I guess that the Friday is a good initiative.
It's a really great project. And can you give an example maybe of some idea coming from different departments that have been implemented successfully?
There are many ideas. Let's say I cannot go so much in details in order to, but there are agentic AI stuff. We did also some workflow manager that we were not having before. We had also observability layers, so like how to forecast some disruption in production made by the teams during the Friday. We have got automation. Many projects are around automation, so how to remove repetitive tasks. So people using or AI or machine learning, or even also standard automation to bring in production something that can help them along the path. So there are many ideas. Some of them are just MVP. Some others are already closing in production. So I cannot go so much in details in order to do not.
And maybe talking about the role of CTO, of course, involved as well in having, let's say, fears around maybe technical fears could be a massive system outage or, a security breach.
Yes.
but also non-technical fears, maybe a market shift or other problems as well. What would you say are the top fears, let's say, that you have as CTO when it comes to technical and non-technical ones?
But let's say technical, I think that we have got a great team. Security for sure is now one of the main topic. So more you are trying to get more secure and more the hackers or let's say the fraudsters want to find a way to breach your systems. So security and the fraud is the most, let's say, concern we have got in terms of technology. I would say systems are quite reliable. We are completely on cloud now, many different availability zones. So it's complex for us to have a really huge outage in terms of systems. We've got everything automated with auto scaling. So from a system point of view, I can tell you we are quite in a good shape. In terms of security, we are working really hard in order to protect even more every day our customer data and protect our systems. As you know, this is a day-to-day job you have to do because more you are smarter and more they are becoming smarter in order to find your data. It's like with you're changing your door in order to not have the thief, but they are finding also a way to open the new door, no? So you have always to pay a lot of attention on security, GDPR and compliance, all the data of your customers. So this is where we are really investing a lot in terms of energy right now. In terms of not technical things, the culture is the most important one. We have seen after the pandemic a change also in the way of working in terms of remote working, hybrid environment. When you are far from the people, you're losing a bit the connection. You're not feeling more to belonging to some company. So there were a period where people are changing just to matter to change the company, no? Because working remotely for one company was the same that working remotely for another one, because they never seen their colleagues during the pandemic. Okay, we have to work a lot on the cultural part because, as I said at the beginning, you need people. We still need the leaders that are able to manage and work with people. So if we are not able to create a good culture, for sure we can have the best system, as I said before, but we are not able to reach to make the impact we want to make. So we have to work hard, and the culture is not something you can do one day and the other not. Every day you have to work on it.
And you were speaking about automation here. So if you look at the automating through AI, through other systems,
Yes.
of course, you are doing a lot of this and can be increased significantly. But what do you think are like the main activity or the main activities that cannot be automated?
Okay, let me say, when we're speaking AI, mostly people are referring to AI with the generative AI. In reality, AI is a bigger word. Let's say, even if we are in a world where AI can do everything, at least on paper, in the reality, we have seen that when you're selling travels, in our cases, travel is something that is empathic, no? You need to give the customer the feeling to be safe, no? On their travel, because you are selling a dream. You're not just selling, I don't know, a smartphone, no? You are selling something that people usually do once, twice a year. They want to go there to rest, to have fun. So yeah, AI and technology is not enough. You need to have the right people understanding the needs of the customer and understanding what they want and to be able to support them as fast as possible. So while the upper funnel could be automated, it could be AI driven, so engagement, shopping. When we are coming on the bottom part of the funnel, like fulfillment, part of the customer service also, you still need people, you still need empathy, you still need someone that is able to add the customer. And it's not just a process. People doesn't want to feel just processed, but they should need to feel listened by the company. So this is where we are working a lot, feeling the customer not alone, no? But we are there as a person, not with just an AI process that can help them. I don't know. I love to have chatbots or agents that help customer. For sure, this is the future. But let me say, speaking with people sometimes is needed, no?
And we're touching here more about trends as well that you see moving forward. What would you say like are the main trend in the industry that you're seeing? coming up?
If you're speaking about technology, generally speaking, on trend on travel industries, for sure, personalization is the most important one. It's not something new, but right now in the travel, this is evolving a lot. Let me say that people doesn't want to be anymore cluster. I was reading a book where we say that the average is a discontinuity. We cannot use anymore the concept of average on the people because each person wants to have their own offer, their own travel, their own recommendation. They want something that is built around him or her, no? So it's not enough anymore to sell the flight. So the hotel, or we are strong in dynamic package, just the dynamic package is flights plus hotel together, for example, is not enough anymore. You have to give the right content. You have to give it the right timing. So what the customer needs is not enough. Okay, this is the package, go and buy. No, this is your package. This is where personalization come in, with also the right pricing for that segment of the person. Another point that we are working a lot is that also this one is not new, but is still a trend, the mobile first approach. So the smartphones are always in your day, every day is in your hands. So it's not anymore just a booking tools. You can use the smartphone before, during, and after the trip. So this is also how we are thinking about our and UI when we are thinking to new features. Mobile first approach is important still today. If we're speaking about technology, more technology, we have to move from a platform that is just serving APIs to a platform that is able to adapt, is smart, is able to predict the needs of the customer. Is not enough to have just few APIs, no? As we had in past. So event-driven technology, real-time changing, AI for sure. So let's say you have to create a more customized experience, something that you say, okay, this is for me. It's not for Diego, it's not for another one. It's for me. This is, in my opinion, the most important trends right now in our market, let's say, from generally speaking.
It's great. And of course, among these trends, you were mentioned this before, there's also AI that everybody, of course, is talking about. In this case, how AI is impacting your business?
AI is a bit different, let's say. AI is already reshaping the travel world. I guess you read everywhere, so every day there is something new around AI and travels. Let's say AI is impacting on two sides, on customer and also on technology itself internally. While, let's say, from a customer point of view, you can create more intelligent offers, journey. You can give them recommendations. You can drive with natural language processing the shopping part rather than using the standard search widgets. So AI is changing a lot. AI is creating a sort of shopping assistance, let's say in this way, where in future each of us will have his own personal assistant that is able to do things on behalf of us, no? Rather than browsing a website, you can directly buy something with your voice. Why not? So this is mostly the impact of AI in travel, and the rise of the AI agents is really important. So we are moving from a standard chatbot where we have got intent quite clear, where people can ask just few stuff. If you are trying to ask the most complex things, the old chatbot were not able to manage you, and you have to go to the customer service in order to answer something. With the chatbot, you are changing completely the experience of the customer. No? With the chatbot, you can ask question, suggestion. It can help you to book, to find support. In a proactive way, sometimes he's answering also question, maybe he understands under your intent, even if you still have to ask it, no? So this means for them to be faster doing bookings and moving to a different experience where you don't have to browse a website. You have just to think what you want and write what you want, and everything is magic, let's say, in this way. So I guess AI is impacting a lot, and will impact even more in the short future, I would say, not long future, because we have seen how fast is the adoption of AI everywhere in the world. So I guess it's important to be not a follower in the AI world, but be early adopters. And this is where we are working on, to be early adopters on also on the AI part.
And if you look at how AI is impacting from a technical perspective, like your teams, the tech profession itself and the technical teams, how is that crucial? And how you see in the coming years shaping the tech professionals?
Okay, on technology, the same as travel. So we have seen a big impact coming from the AI. So you can imagine, I guess. The difference is that it's not just a tool. No, it's a new programming language that is coming out. No, the AI is changed completely the way you are thinking technology. And this is part of the workflow of every day. So you need to trade the AI, not ignore it. Trade the AI is part of your job. So, for example, we are using it for documentation, for testing, bugging, also for writing code. No, we have got code written by the AI because I don't know, something that before took a month, now it took a few days with the eyes. So it's not an option. It's not anymore optional using the AI for our engineers, for our people. It's mandatory for them. It's like using GitHub for them, no? Or using a new programming language. They have to learn it. And this is where we are investing. We are investing to train our people to use AI, because you need the right prompt, you need the right person able to understand how to ask the right things to the AI in the right way. So it's not just a matter of asking to the AI, it's how you're asking. And it's a huge change for the people. So the ones that are able to manage the AI in the right way will be the ones with the future in their hands. If you are the ones that are a detractor, probably in 10 years, you will be in a bad position, I would say, just to not say something. So you have to be curious. You should be adapting to the new world and things that are coming. So technology is strongly impacted for sure. But let's say we are trying to upscale our people. So this is the point. We want our people to be able to manage the AI in order to drive the AI change, not be driven by them, by the AI itself. So it's better that humans are usually driving the AI rather than the opposite stuff.
And have you seen maybe an impact in terms of hiring like technical individuals, given the high productivity gains that you're getting through AI? Maybe like even junior positions, for example.
Let me say that on this point, there are some false myths that we have to speak about, because yes, for sure, AI is creating a productivity gain, for sure. But there's a but. So AI is not solving everything. So now we are seeing AI everywhere. Every tools should have the AI. Every sentence you are speaking on daily basis should have the AI word inside it. But let's say AI is not solving everything. It's impossible for the AI, because there are still a part of the job that is human managed. So as I was saying before, sometimes we are reading also on the internet, some posts or some blogs. We saved 40% in code development. That's a part of the story. The other part is that, okay, the AI is writing the code, but how many times and how many iterations you need in order to have the right code? Because as I said at the beginning, the security and the reliability still matters a lot. No, we have to protect our customers. So you cannot take the code written by the AI as it is and bring this in production. No, you need the engineers working, validating the tools, validating the output of the AI, also able to understand the context, write the right prompt in order to have the AI writing the right code. This is still time you need. So you cannot cut right now that time. Maybe in future things are improving, but right now, as per today, some of the productivity gain is lost in this action, this activity that you have to do on day by day. Oh, and speaking about junior engineers, since you asked about junior, this is another thing that I want to add. It's a false thinking that you can hire a junior engineers and asking him to solve a complex problem. Because in order to solve a complex problem, you should know the context, the domain, what to ask. So if you've got a junior person, probably he doesn't still know the context of the company or the domain or how to ask the right thing. So the issue you could have is that the result is not what you were expecting. That's why, as I said before, it's better to train the people to have give them the seniority to manage the AI in the right way. For sure, in this way, you are able to reach a good productivity gain. And I'm honest, since we are working on many AI initiatives, we see really that there's the possibility to save time and to have a real productivity gain, bringing the right value to the customer. But you have to do it with the right trainings, the right person, and the right mindsets.
Because my question was more on the on the junior employees, tech employees, in which they may struggle to enter this role because as AI is automating that simple part. Of course, at this point, probably you would just need senior tech developer that they take care of this. I'm talking about the long term. I don't know if it resonates with you, or this is a trend just that doesn't is not in line with what you see.
I took your question. I would say yes and no. We always need the fresh people, no? With fresh mindsets, with fresh ideas. So you cannot rely only on seniority or senior engineers. But if you are hiring juniors and you are asking a senior to mentor him and give him the right context, domain, you can also get already some benefit from the junior. For sure, this is a suggestion for junior engineers. Don't ask the AI to write all your code because otherwise you are not able to code, no? Or to understand what you're doing. This is also for the future, and it's also for my son, no? Well, now he's 7 years old, so he's quite young, but maybe when he will be 18, people are still stop thinking. They are just asking everything to the AI. All the text, the image generation, or the creativity is made by the AI. And this is scaring me a lot. And this is something I don't want to see on the in last minute. So we don't want to see people that using just the AI.
Yeah.
If you are junior, you need to learn, fail, making experience. And for sure, the AI is a great companion on this, but you should not ask the AI to do everything on your behalf. Otherwise, you will never be senior, no? In future.
Exactly. And especially, I see that if you want to control the technology and be able to gain the maximum of it, usually it's related to the one that have the domain expertise, so they can judge if the outcome is actually correct or is not. While if you delegate that thinking part, then you become controlled directly by machine, and you wish that the outcome is correct.
Yeah.
Then the decision is not anymore on your side there.
Have to remember that AI at the end is a software, no? So each software is based on the input you're giving him, and the output is based on the input. So if you're giving the wrong input, also the output is wrong. We have to add on top of the AI that we have got also hallucination. Even if you're putting the right input, sometimes you don't have the right output. So that's why you're right. We need validate the output and of the AI. That's what I said at the beginning, working well when people and the AI are working together, but driven by the people, not by the AI.
And there's a lot of bold statement as well about AI maybe replacing matter of months, like tech developers or other statements that are coming out every day. Can you maybe tell your perspective in terms of what do you think are those myths, false myths about AI?
Yes, some of them I already talked about before. This about the company that are declaring layoff. For sure, there are some roles that will disappear in future. No, I don't want to be not transparent on this. This is the progression. No, every new technology, every time we are doing something, things are changing. You just think about the past. So how many people are still buying alarm clock less. Why? Because we have got smartphone killed many different roles in past. No, also the watches we're saying right now, there are many people that doesn't have any more watches because they are looking the time on the smartphone. So each technology is bringing with him some changes, as I said. People are scared saying, oh, we are losing a lot of roles in the future. But I can say there should be other roles, no? Coming up as usual. So for sure, Right now, where we are, you can maybe remove some people, as most of the articles say, but they are small and easy task to solve because AI is solving them. When we're speaking about engineering, I don't think that right now we are still able to really substitute them with the AI. For the discussion we had before, no, you need people in order to govern the AI. If you don't have the people, the risk is that the AI is not govern it at all. In my opinion, right now, you still need to invest on your people. Rather than seeing the AI as a replacement, I will see the AI as an assistant to the engineers. For sure, in future, there could be changes. But as I said, engineers should learn the AI because if they are not, they will be, let's say, for sure dismissed in future. Because if you don't have that kind of skill in the upcoming years, you will not be any more interested on the market. So this is important, but also for managers, the same, not all engineers.
Mirko, thanks a lot for sharing these points and this conversation. Just a few final questions. I would like your advice when it comes to CTOs when running their function. If you can share your piece of advice for them.
Okay. And let me say one advice or that I learned on my own myself. Don't try to do everything. So you are not alone. You have two things that you have got a lot of teams. No, you've got your structure. You have to leverage on them. So you don't have to do everything alone. So you have to focus on building the right teams, the right structure that can help you to do things better than you. So this is my first advice. And another point that this is strong because I always follow this in my private life. Every time that I see my son saying, I cannot do it, it is something I cannot support. I cannot feel it on me. So you don't have to accept people saying, I'm not able to do it. I cannot do it. You have to, because it's a matter of wish to do. So it's better to say, I don't want to do rather than I can't. Okay, I can maybe understand your point. Maybe you don't want to do it because you don't agree with the decision. We can discuss about it, but I cannot do it. It's a no. I want to do a citation of Mika Ebening, that is the founder of Not Impossible Lab. I don't know if you know it, but he's always said that impossible is something that nobody make possible yet. So I think that there's nothing a person cannot do. It's just a matter of wish. So I want to say the other CTO, try to challenge your people. Your job is also challenging the status quo, challenging what they are doing, not just protecting the roadmap. It's trying to get the maximum of the person, understanding the weakness point, the straight point of your people, and try to stretch them with respect for sure, but do not accept I cannot do it. This is one of my biggest suggestion I can set to new CTOs.
It's a really great suggestion. Now, if you look at your career, looking back at what you've done, what you've been accomplished, what would you have done differently?
Good question. I say I'm happy about my career and my progression. Thinking that I was starting as a plumber. No, joking. No, I would say I would have embraced the unknown earlier. Let's say in this way, because when every time you're changing, you are moving from something you know, your comfort zone, to something that you don't know. And when I was at the beginning younger, I tried, but I was a bit more scared to do a big jump. The biggest jump was in 2013, my biggest one. And I want to have done it earlier because I see that every time you feel uncomfortable on something means that you are growing. So you have to try to put yourself in an uncomfortable position and try to do the maximum in order to be comfortable. Okay, so this means that you're growing, you're learning something that before you weren't able to do, or you are also create networks with people that before you weren't able to reach. So it's important, in my opinion, to do some bold decisions sometimes in the life. There are sliding doors. I'll be honest with you. Most of the sliding door I had in my life, I was quite lucky to select the right one. So, and I arrived where I am. It's also a matter of being lucky sometimes, but also of effort, commitment. Nothing is coming from free, no? You don't have to say, oh, I want to work 1 hour a day and become the CTO. Is impossible. You have to work hard, study a lot, and with your commitment, you are able for sure to reach whatever you want. It's a matter of wish, as I said before. You have to give yourself a goal, an objective in your life. What I would like to be, what I want, where I want to be. That's could help a lot. Giving yourself a goal, also in your private life.
Amazing. And Mirko, one last question here. Looking at the accelerating pace of change that is happening in the world as well due to technology, what do you think are like what concerns you have about the digital future, and also what's excites you most about this?
Let me say, I'm in reality, I'm quite excited about the future. As I am a technology man in the reality, so as I said, so AI is fascinating, scary from a point of view, but also fascinating. And let's say more than concern or excitement, I'm only scared that we are using the technology in the wrong way for the future. AI is also creating the basics also for bad usage. Let's say this could be a concern, but I guess the future will be more faster than now. As I said, I'm a strong fan of changes. This every year, starting from now, we have seen things are changing quite fast. So you are not boring. That's the point. From the other point of view, I hope that we are not forgetting people. Okay, yeah. But as I said, this is my mantra: the people. I want to see also, and I hope that we will have a fast environment, fearless environment, but also an inclusive and human environment. So we don't have to forget that part. And I hope we are working hard to keep people on top of any technology this world can create in future.
Here you go. Thanks a lot for your time. It's been an amazing conversation, and definitely we're going to have many more in the future, and wish you a great day meanwhile.
Thank you, Diego. It was really a pleasure to be here, and have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching this incredible interview. Leave us your comment with what you think about this episode, what you would like to discuss in the future, or any guest suggestion. And remember, you can follow us on social media. You will find in the description the links. Thank you again for your time, and I see you to the next episode.